Hello again, everybody. Happy fuck off Friday here on Riding the Pine. You're back on the bench with the boys. Marv is looking shot as ever. It's Marv season officially. Take off that hat, bud.
No, can't
Come on,
yet.
take
Not
off
yet.
that hat.
No,
We
sir.
need Marv to
No,
come
sir.
out.
No, sir. Not yet. It's not the
Well,
holidays.
it's only right with Home Alone coming around the corner. We
Yes,
got our
sir.
sticky bandit down in Georgia. Sheebs still wearing the Lakers shit. I don't know why.
Because we are NBA champions, and I got to rep Anthony Davis. You know how it is. About to repeat. Going to get DeMar DeRozan, hopefully.
Well, I would say wait till basketball season, but that's like 5 weeks away again. Quick turnaround. Hey, on today's episode, we got the Masters. Speaking of out-of-season sports, down in
It's like
Augusta.
April.
And we're a little late on it, but hey, we got the Masters going. We'll touch upon week 10. Week fucking 10 of the NFL season. And we got our locks of the week. So here we go. Riding the Pine, episode 5 now. Flying by just as quick as the NFL season. Masters got underway. Little weather delay at the start. No big deal. They're going to get it in. My concern, too, I was having lunch with my grandmother today, and we were talking about why it was so early to start. Supposed to tee off at 7:30, the first group. I think they went off at about 8 something.
Yeah.
Had some rain issues down at Augusta. But the daylight, that's a big problem with this. There's a group or two that didn't get to finish today.
Yeah.
They got to resume tomorrow morning and then jump right in to the second round of action. So that's going to be a big change in the Masters with it going in November. Paul Casey leading after day 1, 7 under. Webb Simpson out of fucking nowhere, 5 under. He's tied with Xander Schauffele. I don't fucking know his last name. He's having a hell of a first day at -5. Justin Thomas, 5 under. And Hideki Matsuyama, 4 under. That's your top 5 after day 1, if we can consider it day 1. I mean, the group still has yet to finish.
Right.
I don't think anyone's going to.
The most important name on that list is Mr. Tiger Woods.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully he can
Tiger had a
repeat.
solid day.
I
I
was
think he
so
was
happy
good.
last year when that guy won.
Tiger shot a nice 68 today and had the first time in a while he had no bogeys today on his entire scorecard, so he did well.
Yeah, so Tiger's technically tied for 5th. Right now.
Tiger's looking to repeat. You know, he won the Masters last year and he's looking to repeat right now. So
I'll tell you, I'm paying very close attention. We were talking before we got on here. I got in a little Masters pool. You know, you pick 5 golfers from a group. All the names are shuffled together. So it's not like I could have Tiger, Rory, DeChambeau. You know, you have to pick from a select group. And then group 6 is the field. So I went with DeChambeau, Morikawa, Wolf, Molinari, Day, and Lee Westwood was my pick from the field, who was actually also tied for 5th at 4 under. And I was telling you guys, I'm in 58th place at 11 under. This fucker, his name is actually Pistol Pete. Pretty clever. I know you'll like that, Sheebs. He's in first place at 23 under. This son of a bitch.
damn.
Some other notable names in the Masters tournament are right up there in contention. Ricky Fowler is 3 under.
That's my dude.
Is 2 under. Bryson DeChambeau is 2 under. Jason Day is also 2 under. Brad Snedeker is 1 under. So there's some names in the mix. Adam Scott is also 4 under. That's a big name. Former Masters champion Adam Scott.
He's Australian, ain't he? The Australian Adam Scott. Hell yeah. DeChambeau in practice was nailing his drives about 385. And he had a shitty start to his day, hitting it into the rough, going into the woods. Bad start for him, but Bryson picked it up later on towards the back 9, towards the end of that. Yeah, I love the Masters, man. It's weird that usually it comes into play right after. What the hell is the first one? This is daylight savings time. What the fuck is the first one? Spring ahead, fall back. What's the spring ahead?
Yeah. I don't know.
You know what I mean? That's usually when it's happening. Now we're getting on the back end of the year, where instead you have that nice sunset, you know, later on in the day where it's finally coming back. You sense summer. Now you got the fucking depressing sunset at like 4:45, cutting the round short.
I'm still not used to it. I'm not used to this time change bullshit. I'm getting tired at like 5 o'clock and it's pitch black out. And I think they should just get rid of it. We don't have an abundance of farmers that need this anymore. I'd say the overwhelming majority of the population isn't growing crops and doesn't need to set the clocks back or spring them ahead or just do anything with the clocks. I think we should just leave the clocks how they are because I got to keep changing the time in my car twice a year.
You would think that they would want it to go later in the day. It's not like it's going to get balls hot at 1 o'clock and they need it to start sooner to get more done. No, it's the exact opposite. They're freezing their balls off in the early morning and then they get done at like 4:30 towards the peak of the day when the sun's going down. You would think that they would just let it be.
They
I don't make rules, man. If it were up to, I'm sure any of us, it would all be a farce in the past.
How far is Augusta from where you are in Georgia?
I believe it's like 3.5 hours. It's not.
I'd give my nut to golf there.
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah.
That place is gorgeous.
We would shoot. So Tiger shot a 68 today. We would shoot.
I'd probably shoot a $125 on Augusta.
160.
Let's see if we were at shitty Hillcrest shooting 50s on average, we probably would have shot about a $115 today.
Yeah, but that's not. This is Augusta. We're shooting.
That's like one of the courses. Like you can play so bad and just not even be mad about it because you're just there.
That's true
just
too.
There drinking beers, having a good time. Everybody loves golf. Hey, 3 days left of the Masters. Busy weekend. College football this weekend, Masters this weekend. With college, the SEC is canceling every other fucking game. Alabama, LSU, see you later. Wisconsin in the Big Ten, still on the shelf. Maryland, Ohio State in the Big Ten. See you later. I think I saw Mississippi State and Arkansas even. If that's who they play. I'm pretty sure Miss State was on there. They're canceled. A lot of COVID games gone in college football, but it's a good thing that we got Sunday. But not before Thursday.
Your audio is kind of going all over the place, Adam. Something to keep an eye on.
Well, it's shitty Spectrum. Not sponsored.
Never will be.
Never will be. I can't stand it. We got a 10-10 ball game here in Tennessee.
Screw Spectrum, screw Walmart, screw Sony, screw PlayStation, screw Target, screw Amazon. Haven't been able to secure that PS5. If any of you Pine Riders out there want to be ever so generous and just give me yours if you copped, it would be greatly appreciated. And or your good hard work, we will compensate you with a shout out on the show and maybe a free sticker when we get them printed. I think that's a fair trade.
Yeah, nothing says $500 PS5 like a sticker.
Could be worth big money someday.
You know who's worth big money? That Derrick Henry. All right.
King Henry?
9 carries, 52 yards tonight. Tannehill, 9 of 13.99, and a tutty. Phillip Rivers moved to 5th all-time in the career passing yards leaders list. He's now 5th. He's got a $145 going into half with a touchdown. Michael Pittman coming on the scene tonight as a rookie, 3 for 42. And again, tie game left. We got about 3.5 in the first quarter right now with this game.
I saw
very clearly the two AFC South contenders.
I saw somebody tweet that Phillip Rivers is the best losing his quarterback ever.
I agree.
That's a good point. That's what happens when you're playing in San Diego, though, the beginning of your career. But they had some good teams where there was no excuse to lose.
Yeah, I mean, he had opportunities. They've been to the playoffs a couple times. He had the chance.
The 07 Chargers team where LT set the record for fantasy points in a season, that was the best team to not make the playoffs. Why don't you make the playoffs with an offense like that?
He had Antonio Gates for so many years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like they were he didn't have weapons either.
He had Vincent Jackson.
Yeah.
That's Chargers football, baby. Heartbreak every year. If you lose this many games by 1 score or less, that's not Anthony Lynn. Almost a touchdown by the Titans. That's not Anthony Lynn. I think it's like 18 games in the past 2-3 seasons they've lost by 1 score or less. That's
not good.
That's impressive in all the wrong ways.
I think it was the first year. When did they go to Los Angeles? Last year?
last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was either
Whenever it was,
Yeah.
Kobe went and talked to them to try to motivate the team, and they
Yeah, see,
still didn't make the playoffs. If Kobe Bryant can't motivate you to make the playoffs, then you should just quit football.
I'm sure Kanye West would. Tell me I'm wrong.
I miss Kobe Bryant, but back to football.
So
Yeah. The
Right,
Titans.
and around
Titan.
Corey Davis. Hey, that's nice right there. Davis just oh no, it's John. That's Johnny Smith. Fuck.
Let's go.
DraftKings.
Let's go. That's
That
my
was like
fucking tight end.
like an end around. I caught it at the very tail end when he was running to the pylon. Looked like an end around. So the Titans are going to take a lead with under 3 left. But a big Sunday slate and a kind of odd one. Only 5 1 o'clock games. When was the last time you saw 5 games at 1 o'clock?
I don't know, but you mentioned Corey Davis. Thoughts and prayers go out to Corey Davis and his family after losing his brother yesterday. A lot of heart for him to be playing tonight, and it'd be really sick for him to like catch the game-winning touchdown or something. So
Yeah, that's why
Yeah,
I thought,
hopefully he
that's
has
why I
a
thought he
moment.
ran his ass in there. I thought that was Corey Davis because fucker looks like a tight end. I mean, you know, it was like Josh Allen last week playing the day after his grandmother passed away. And the city of Buffalo raised,
yeah,
I think, $34,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was nuts.
I saw that.
That's why nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
and it was
Yeah.
there are a lot of people donated too that weren't even Bills fans. Like last time I saw it was over like 200,000. And
Well, last time that happened, Nate Dalton threw them in the playoffs, and you know, Bills fans donated to his charity. Buffalo, the city of Buffalo, sent him buffalo wings.
I remember very distinctly where I was watching that playoff game. I was in a Dunkin' Donuts watching on my phone because that game was just so intriguing to me because of how bad it was.
What, Jacksonville, Buffalo?
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a defensive game. I didn't think that was a bad game. I thought
it was
that
bad
was just
offensively.
a football game.
And
That
that-
was a good defensive game.
I
10 to-
wanted the Jags to beat the Patriots. I mean, I think pretty much all of America wanted the Jags to beat the Patriots in that conference championship. Imagine that.
Oh yeah.
Nick Foles versus Blake Bortles in the Super Bowl. Or even if the Vikings somehow ended up winning and going to the Super Bowl,
With Case
Keenum and Blake Bortles.
That was the year I picked one game wrong, and I did like my own playoff bracket. I had Jacksonville beating Buffalo and Pittsburgh. I had Philly beat New England in the Super Bowl. The only game I picked wrong that playoffs was New Orleans and Minnesota. And God damn it, if it wasn't for a lucky ass Diggs catch, I would have had a perfect bracket and won nothing for it because that would have been my
I'll
luck.
talk more about the
Would have been
Vikings
shitty.
and Mike Zimmer and luck and all of that when we get to preview the Monday night game. But I got a lot to say.
We got a lot to say, but we didn't hear jack shit besides Zimmer.
I got a lot to say.
I'm sure you do. And spoiler, that might be one of my locks. Hey, let's get to it. First game up, Green Bay, Wisconsin. This one first up just because it really shouldn't be much of a game. Not much to talk about here. Packers 13.5-point favorites over the Jags.
Oh, the
Yep.
Jags, easy win for the Jags. Coming off a close game against the Texans, I think they will have no problem handling the mediocre Packers. That one guy is their quarterback. He's been there for a while. I can't think of his name.
The guy that won the Super Bowl. Not Jake Luton. Luton. It is Luton. I like Luton better. He'll be back under center for the Jags. Robinson, I mean, based on last week what the Packers did, I know it's the 49ers team, not going to apologize. The way the Packers have looked in the past, anybody could run the football for 100 yards on them. Defense will have 59 rushing yards. Robinson's talented enough to at least get 75 to 100. I mean, obviously, I like the Packers in this one. Devontae should eat up again for over 100. Really shouldn't be much of a challenge. Chark has been shaky with a nagging injury all season. Laviska Shenault hasn't really got going as a rookie.
Yeah, no.
Not to mention, again, it's not like it's not Minshew. And even if it was Minshew, I love Minshew. That's an American icon. But, I mean, what the hell? Not much to talk about with this game. And I'm sure on Sunday, pray to God it's the same thing or else I'll lose my fucking mind. Interesting game in Cleveland for kind of weird reason. got Houston and Cleveland. I have a funny feeling about this one.
I mean, it's not
Is
funny
Baker
because
Mayfield
Houston
still on
is,
the
I
COVID
think,
list?
going to win.
I think Houston's got a good shot. Their offense isn't the problem. And
Right.
the Browns have been without Greedy Williams. I think Denzel Ward is still, I think he's healthy. But even still, Houston still has a load of receivers. You still got to worry about Fuller. You still got to worry about Cooks. You still got to worry about Kenny Stills.
Kenny Stills was also on Instagram liking pictures and stuff that were trashing the organization. So
Yeah.
who knows how that will play out.
Yeah, Will Fuller wanted to come to Green Bay, but it didn't happen. He was tweeting on the trade deadline day. He wanted to get dealt, but he's still there. And look what he did last week.
Yeah.
Brandon,
A lot of stuff like that happens in sports. It came out today that Victor Oladipo, in front of his teammates after games, was telling teams like, "Hey, can I come play with you?" And one of the rumored teams was the Knicks. Who asks the Knicks, "Hey, can I come play with you? I know you guys are shit, but like, can I come play with you?"
MSG.
Either way, though,
What are you talking about? Are you saying Indiana's not a big market?
I mean, that's basketball state, but basketball right now. The NBA, can't do it, man. I can't do it too much. NFL, that's what I can do. Oh, you know what we forgot? While we're off fucking topic completely, the MLB got their awards right. Just want to put that out there.
Yeah, shout out Jose
Every
Abreu.
single award right, maybe minus AL Manager of the Year. Freddie Freeman was the MVP. Jose Abreu was the MVP. Lewis was the Rookie of the Year. Williams was Rookie of the Year. I think MLB nailed their major awards.
I saw a tweet, and I had just woken up from a nap, and I looked, and I thought it said Jose Altuve for a second. My heart skipped a beat. I was about to riot. I was really about to riot if that man, like, I know he had like a very down season, but like,
Oh, terrible.
yeah, I was like, there's no way. This has to be a joke.
At least Major League Baseball got something right with the awards. Freddie Freeman, if he didn't win MVP, I would have rioted. I love Mookie Betts. Freddie Freeman was a better player this year, and you could argue he was the most consistent player in the whole league, not just the National League.
Yeah. Or DJ
Yeah,
LeMahieu.
they got those picks right. Let's go back to Cleveland. We get off on fucking tangents. It's great. That's what happens when you're three dominant. You just get off. The Cleveland-Houston game, that's a trap game for Cleveland.
I agree.
I like Houston.
I like
do.
Houston.
This by the spread.
Spoiler alert, one of my locks this week.
That ain't a bad one.
I'm taking that spread. 3
Deshaun
points.
Watson, 17 touchdowns and 5 picks on the season. Like, yeah, their offense isn't the problem. It's their very, 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 very mediocre defense.
Let's not forget, guess who's back? Back again. Rub my chub. Nick Chubb's back. So maybe that could be a game changer. It's going to be a close game either way. I'm going to go on a limb and say Houston. Mark's taking Houston. Sheebs, it sounds like you like Houston.
Yeah, I'll take Houston.
I'm going to take them at least by the spread. It's going to be
by the spread at least. I mean, it's 3. I think it's going to be a close game. So
I like the spread in that one. 5 1 o'clock games. And by God, if I wasn't a Packer fan, all these games would suck.
dog shit.
Next up, we got Washington, Detroit. Detroit comes in 4.5 favorites. And another game where it's like, I don't care if Washington's on the third quarterback. Detroit sucks.
Detroit sucks.
I feel bad for Matt Stafford.
He'll be gone. He's gone after this season.
He's been there for so many years, though. Like he had literally one of arguably the best receivers of all time on his team, and they made the playoffs like once.
And you know what? He could be facing off against his future team this weekend.
Yeah.
New England, Washington, Chicago. Those 3 make the most sense for Matt Stafford, in my opinion.
I think Chicago of all the 3, probably.
Detroit 4.5-point favorites at home. Matt Patricia, he just needs to be defense. Some guys can't be a head coach. Some guys just can't be a coach. He was one of the best 4th down D coordinators in football, or 4th quarter. He's got to go back to that. I love what the Lions have at wideout. I love Galladay and Jones at 1 and 2. TJ Hawkinson finally coming on the scene. I don't think it matters though, because Washington's defense isn't as bad as the team as a whole is.
Yeah.
I think Detroit pulls it off, but I like Washington with the spread.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, I guess I'll pick Detroit for this one. I don't really care, but
yeah, there are
and again, Detroit's a team that can't defend the run.
There are
Yeah.
a lot of guys though, like that when you said like somebody that's a good defensive coordinator, but not a head coach. The first name popped in my head, Leslie Frazier.
Mike Patton.
Not a good coach of the Vikings. He's done a good job with that Bills defense.
And oh man, Jim Schwartz. When he was Detroit's head coach, he wasn't a great head coach, but he's a good old coordinator.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just need a head coach is just a good organizer. You make the final decision type of guy. O coordinator, D coordinator, you don't have all that responsibility. You got more time to scout, take it over. You take the unit under your reins. But again, Detroit, a bottom quarter team against the run. I think they're ranked 30th, if not last in the league, in rush defense. And then you got Gibson and I think McKissick.
Yeah.
McKissick 1-2 punch. McKissick had a big game last week. Gibson had a solid week, if not for that stumbling, tumbling, rumbling fumble that went about 50 yards.
Yeah.
That fumble that traveled more yards than the teams had points combined that game.
That's fucked.
That's NFC football, baby. NFC East football. Sheebs, what do you like? You like Washington straight up, but the spread, Detroit?
I like Washington straight up.
I like Washington straight up. You got balls, man.
Detroit's defense is kind of cheeks.
Yeah.
I think Washington would be a much better team if they had a little bit better of an offense because their defense has a lot of solid pieces.
You know, they got Terry McLaurin. I'd like Gibson as a rookie, McKissick. They're on their third quarterback. Who the hell's he even going to be this week? Allen's out. It's going to be Smith.
It's going to be Alex Smith.
It's going to be Smith and then Haskins.
Yeah.
Yep.
Another barn burner game. I'm curious what game. All 5 of these 1 o'clock games are on Fox. So I'm very curious who is holding the game. And I have a funny feeling it is this next one up here in New York. Giants. Another one. Again,
another loser bowl.
Do we even need to talk about this game?
Miles Sanders is back.
The Eagles basically have the same
Giants are actually playing
the Vikings, though.
Recently.
Yeah, but
the Eagles are just they're not I think the Vikings are very much so better than the Eagles.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter because they're not in the East.
Yeah, so I know, but I'm just saying,
competition. I think any other team, the Eagles have a worse record than every other last place team. That's a lie. Detroit's 3-5. Vikings are 3-5, and that's it. Because the Niners are last at 3-4. Oh, maybe the Falcons 3-6. They're right there. I mean, the NFC East accounts for 3 of the first top 5 picks in the fucking draft. Come on.
And they're sending somebody to the fucking playoffs.
And they'll be in the playoffs, at least one of these teams.
And they're going to get blown out. Can you imagine if the Giants
No, you know what? You know what? The NFC East team is going to make it to the fucking NFC Championship game. You watch.
Hell no. Hey,
watch.
Watch. Seattle made it the year the Packers won the Super Bowl when Marshawn had his beast mode run. They were 7-9, and they beat the Saints in the first round, and then got smoked by the Packers in the next round. So
anything can happen in the playoffs.
It's the NFL, dude. The difference.
Anything can happen in the playoffs.
The difference between the best team in the league and the 16th, 17th best team in the league, it's not too far off.
It's not. Football's a very simple game.
It is. All these guys are professionals. Again, the only 2 good things to say about this game, if you're a Philly fan, you get Miles Sanders back. If you're the Giants, you guys are playing better.
You're playing good. The last 2 out of your last 3 weeks, you've been playing good. So
yeah, but they always look good in the beginning, and then you just see them just choking it, and they just, they lose it bad in the second half.
It's a bad football team.
They get all nervous or something. I don't know.
Bad football team.
Since Danny Jones took over.
I got Philly probably in this one.
Yeah, I'll take.
I would take Philly. Since Daniel Jones took over, 2 of his 3 career wins are against Washington. Or 3 of his 4 career wins are against Washington.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
They don't play Washington this week.
Yeah, they don't play.
They don't. The Giants are 2-7 on the year. They've played Washington twice. How's it going, man?
Yeah,
keep watching.
Last wins of the year.
Done. Philly 3.5.
This last game might not be as bad as You know, the Panthers always show. Sometimes they show their fucking like. Didn't they almost beat the fucking Chiefs last week?
I was gonna say, speaking of teams that
They
are
should
playing
beat the
better,
Chiefs.
that Panthers offense is actually pretty damn good.
They
Yeah,
have some. They have
and
some heart.
Tampa
Whatever they are.
got the shit kicked out of them against New Orleans.
Tampa Bay looks rough. I don't know if it's just
So, I
a
don't know.
coincidence. If the first game Antonio Brown comes, they
Yeah,
get
and they fall
absolutely-
right the fuck apart. Can't
It's-
fucking do it.
I think
Nobody
it's just
can
like a
fucking
bad.
manage Antonio Brown except Mike Tomlin.
I don't even think he did anything. You know what
He
I'm saying?
did, but
Like,
just being there.
but
it
like,
did.
yeah,
He's-
it's just like his weird, like,
he was there.
superstitious thing. Like he just gets there, and then they get Tom Brady
That's-
suffers the worst loss of his
Yeah.
career.
Ever. Like ever.
Hey,
Jeez.
Blankenship just nailed a flag. Blankenship would have just hit a 43-yarder to go into halftime. But there's a flag. If it stands, then it's Tennessee 17, Colts 13. I think that's on Tennessee. So it's 17-13 going in the half there. Presumably the AFC South title game. They play each other two of the next 3 weeks. So probably in 2 weeks you could call it that. This I would very much like the over in this game.
Yeah, and I'm taking Carolina because I don't know. I'm taking Carolina with the spread. Just
The over under
because-
is only 50.5.
Oh, and over. Hammer that shit.
I would hammer that over
Yeah,
on a
fuck
nice
yeah,
little
man.
parlay.
Panthers are without CMC, but Mike Davis has done great like in his absence. I mean,
Mike Davis is going to get a nice little contract somewhere.
yeah, he's done a great job. So I think the Panthers win this. Give me Panthers 5.5.
And that is a pretty big spread at home. I mean, what, there's lost to KC by 3 or 2?
It was 2.
Too.
Yeah.
And Tampa Bay's offense is not fucking Kansas City's.
No. I mean, it's a good offense. They have weapons, but they didn't look too hot last week.
No, yeah.
And Carolina has looked pretty good the last 2 weeks, even though it's resulted in 2 losses.
Yeah, they lost by 3 to the Saints as well. I mean, Carolina's got they've had some few. They lost by 4 to the Raiders, so they're in games. They could easily be 5-4 instead of 3-6.
And you know who they really haven't even gotten going yet is DJ Moore.
Yeah, no, he's been he had a couple. He's shown a couple games where he's DJ Moore, but he's gone quiet recently.
Against Atlanta, they really didn't go to him.
Yeah,
It's been the Robbie Anderson show. He's top 5 in receiving yards in the league this year.
that was a great signing. I don't know why the Jets would get rid of him, but
Running like a fucking bat out of hell off the line of scrimmage all season
Yeah.
long. McCaffrey.
He's someone I was hoping the Vikings would sign in the offseason.
Robbie Anderson is good, man. He's fucking
I
good.
wanted Robbie Anderson too. No one wants to play in the fucking cold though. Remember that, Sheebs. Who
It's
wants to
true.
go to Minnesota or Green Bay?
We have an indoor.
Yeah, but
Oh
still
yeah.
Minnesota. You have an indoor, but you can't do much about it.
Oh man. Anyway,
Oh. Oh. Can you believe that those are our options for the 1:00 games on Sunday?
I'm sleeping in.
Good thing I work.
I'm not. I have to watch my guys at 1:00, and I can't even drink. I can't even drink on Sunday. How am I going to make it through the 1:00 slate?
True.
Well, you're playing the
Well,
Jags.
Well, you can watch. You can watch the Packers at least.
Well, the Packers are the ones that make me drink.
Yeah, but you're playing the Jaguars, dude.
I know. You shouldn't need to drink that much.
I know this team. I've seen it happen too many times. The time it didn't happen was last season against the Raiders. This season, though, in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada, taking on the Denver Broncos. This week, 405, Drew Lock is not elite. Made that determined last week. Josh Jacobs,
Melvin Gordon, not elite.
not looking
No.
elite. Jacobs
Jerry
isn't
Jeudy.
done this season.
Jerry Judy, looking
Jerry
like
Jeudy.
a nice little offensive threat as a rookie coming into
His
his
route
own.
running is pretty crisp as a fur.
Yeah, he's got some hands too.
You know, the Broncos shit the bed last weekend.
Yeah.
I'll put that out there. The Raiders, man, just win, baby.
Yeah, I'll
That's
tell
why.
you what, man. Josh Jacobs, 3rd in the league in rushing yards, man.
Hell yeah.
Against a pretty stout Denver defense, though. So getting Jacobs through, you're gonna have to go to the outside. They have a big defensive line where the A and the B gap, that's gonna be pretty tough to get through.
Derek Carr looks good this year. 16 touchdowns.
Yeah,
picks.
Derek Carr does look really, really good this year. Also,
You know, I mean, he's got rookie wideout Henry Ruggs. I think he had the fastest,
He's
one of
a
the fastest
yeah.
40 times in
Dude,
the
the
draft.
receiver is Darren Waller too. He's
Waller's a
No, yeah,
he's a
Waller
good tight end.
he can ball out, bro.
Waller came on the scene last year. Hunter Renfrow, little white mamba over there in the slot.
Yep.
Where they all go. Minus Jordy. My dude. Gotta love it.
Jordy
Don't
is
trust a guy
actually
with two first
questionable.
names is what they say, but I trust two guys with two first names. Jordy Nelson, Nelson Travis. Two guys I trust with two. Vegas, though, 4.5-point favorites, though. I know they're home.
I'm
I think,
taking it.
I think that's a big spread to give them against Denver.
I'm
I know
taking
Denver
it.
took the bed last week, but I don't know.
Derek Carr said he wants people to start taking him seriously, so got to win your games at home by big margin. So I'm taking the Raiders with spread.
Yeah, I'll take the Raiders too.
My heart is telling me go with Denver. Go
Yeah,
with
what's wrong?
Denver plus 4.5. I think Vegas wins the game, but you know what? I do like Denver 4.5. Jerry Jeudy last week looked really good. KJ Hamler's bound to get going at some point. Noah
Yeah, he
Fant is
should.
healthy. They got Gordon. He can't suck forever. Philip Lindsay.
No, yeah, because we've seen what he could do.
Yeah.
He is good. He's just got to get it going.
And although the Raiders are 5-3 right now, they're not a complete dominant team where this is unheard. Denver ain't playing the Chiefs right now. Denver's not going up against, New Orleans, Green Bay, Seattle, even though Seattle's defense is a shot, and we'll touch on that.
Divisional games are tough though, dude.
Yeah,
They are. They are, and that's why I think Denver can at least cover the spread here. I still like the Raiders to win. I'm with you guys. South Beach, though. He's talking about teams that
Go
are in
fish,
the
baby.
playoff run.
I'll tell you
Go
what, man.
fish, baby.
South Beach, two rookie quarterbacks and Tua Tagovailoa, Justin Herbert throwing a lot of touchdowns, both throwing a lot of touchdowns, a lot of scrambling going on. Two young quarterbacks, both in their first league, both ran a good 40-yard dash times. I drank 74 cups of coffee before the show. I'm really wired up, Todd.
We got an insider now.
I should like slick my hair back and like put the glass on.
Well, you're gonna get the
Todd. Let me tell you something. Trevor Lawrence maybe going back to Clemson. Maybe doesn't want to play for the Jets. We don't know. We're going to see how it plays out over the season. He just says stuff really fast and he drags it out like this.
If you're gonna get the Gruden visor and the hair, you might as well get like slick back hair for Kuiper and some glasses.
I got to work on Tony
And a
Romo
nice
too.
coffee mug.
Here we go.
Yeah, well, you bring up a good point, Mel. Tua Herbert, the first battle of rookie quarterbacks from this draft class.
Do we have a rivalry?
Yeah.
Maybe. Is it going to be like
No, because you can't.
They're not.
No, not yet. Way
Not
too soon.
division.
Way too soon. The Dolphins are finally coming on the scene.
Do you think we can eventually though? I think we can.
Maybe if
Maybe.
the
I think-
Bengals or the Chargers turn the corner.
Could be, maybe.
Like anytime like Deshaun Watson plays like Patrick Mahomes, you know what I'm saying? Or like
Because right now the Dolphins are the only team they're starting this season how they finished last season. They're 5-3 right now. They finished last season on a pretty good note.
Yeah.
They're finally winning games for Lynn. They want Flores. I think Flores could be coach of the year this year.
yeah.
He should be a top candidate for coach of the year.
You know the thing too?
Right.
is-
He can be second behind Mike Tomlin.
You know who's always doing solid for the Dolphins, at least it seems, is Devontae Parker. And he's not a bad receiver. They said he was going to be a bust for a while. I remember they thought he was going to be a bust, and I just think it's because he had Josh Rosen and some other clowns, just complete characters around him.
Well, I think Preston Williams is out for Miami this week, so that's going to hit their wide receiving corp a little bit. So I'm with you. And who else? hasn't really-
Kyle Van Noy is out.
Yeah,
also.
no, they're on the COVID reserve list. They could still play Sunday if they test negative.
Joey
or-
Bosa is questionable again for the second straight week.
Who the hell's the other one? Christian Wilkinson.
Yep, he
He's
is.
lineman for Miami. He's on the reserve COVID list.
Hmm.
If they don't test positive before Sunday, or if they're deemed not a close contact, they're good to go.
Yeah.
Miami 1.5 point favorites. I like Miami. You know, Mike Gesicki. I think he's due for a big game at some point.
Yeah, I like Miami as well.
Yeah, they're hot.
They're hot.
They're
right?
hot. The Chargers are not.
No,
That's
yeah,
a-
the Chargers are the exact opposite of hot.
They just beat the freaking Cardinals for God's sakes last
And
week.
it's an unlucky hot. It's an unlucky. I should say cold. An unlucky cold for the Chargers.
I mean,
very unlucky how they're losing.
predictable,
Games. They're competitive. They can't finish.
It's Charger football.
It is. That's how it's always been. Doesn't matter if you're in San Diego, LA. Speaking of AZ and the Cardinals, who Miami took down last week, the Buffalo Bills
So this
hit
is
the road to Glendale. They take on the Cardinals. Points.
this is the game of the week, in my opinion.
Game of the week. Right
think
there.
We'll be like,
Everybody's opinion.
Yeah,
This
this is going to be the most fun to watch.
Kyler Murray, they're saying, at least I'm pretty actually sure stats wise, at this point last year, he's doing better than Lamar Jackson was last year.
Yep.
So that's
Well,
something to watch for. The Cardinals are 5-3. Kyler Murray has 16 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He's got 76 carries for 543 yards and 8 rushing touchdowns.
This is good. This is going to be a very, very fun quarterback matchup.
Which
These
is
two
absurd
young guys-
because Josh Jacobs has 558 yards and he's the third leading rusher in the league.
Yeah.
And Vegas is expecting a lot of points. The over/under set at 56.5.
Wow.
One
I
of
don't
the
even
biggest
know.
numbers.
I don't know. That's a lot of fucking points.
That's a big over.
Kyler Murray is
That's a
8th
lot.
in the National Football League for rushing yards.
Yeah, Murray's up
And Lamar
there.
Jackson is 15th, and those are the
Yeah,
only
Lamar
two
is not
quarterbacks.
Lamar this year.
And you know the thing, because they run a Pop Warner offense. It was about time somebody caught on to it. The funny thing about the Buffalo Bills, what have they always been known for? Nice stout defense. That hasn't been the case this year. Their defense is not what people think it is.
On
it's
paper,
not,
it should be different than it is.
should be, but they're not playing to par. You could say maybe they're playing better teams, not
Yeah.
that they're winning. They get the NFC West this year, of course, and their interconference schedule. That ain't easy to do.
No.
They showed last week they can keep up with an offense like Seattle. They can match them point for point. They gave
can
up the
outshoot
points,
them.
but they matched them. They did the same thing with the Rams. They showed they could do it. If the Bills win this game, they could very well go 4-0 against the NFC West, and that says something.
That's fit. That would be fantastic.
That'd be nuts. This game's going to be crazy. This is going to be a crazy good game. I can't wait to watch it. I like the Bills straight up.
I like the
spread.
Bills. I like the Bills. I just think Josh Allen he's the MVP.
You see what happens when you get somebody like that, a stud receiver, to go along with a strong supporting cast.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think we all like the Bills in this one. I mean, this is
Yeah,
either
I
way.
believe so.
Even if the Cardinals win, it's not like it's a shock. This could go either way.
You can
Yeah.
go either way. This is a coin flip. This is basically personal preference, whatever you just want to win.
And the only reason I side with the Bills is because their defense is a little bit older, more experienced than that of the Cardinals. Even though the Bills' defense hasn't been playing the way we're accustomed to seeing, it's one of those
Still-
games where I would still trust their defense over the Cardinals. And the Bills' offense has shown us so far this season that they can match any team in points.
Right.
Minus that game against Tennessee, that's a different story. One exception. It's a long season. Shit like that happened. On the topic of NFC West, this should be a pretty good one too. Points. Seattle Rams in LA. Rams opening up at 1.5 point favorites. This should be a pretty good fucking game.
It's
Yeah.
gonna be a good game.
We're getting spoiled at 4:00. We get shit at 1:00.
Yeah.
This game now, this is one where I could see ending high 30s to low. I mean, like a 38-34 type game.
I
The
agree.
Rams, again, Seattle's defense, not the Legion of Boom that we've seen before, not even
Not even
a solid
close.
defense we saw last season. The over-under in this game is set at 54.5. I can't believe that's all. I really can't.
I over that one.
I mean, I very much like the over in that one. Jared Goff, between Robert Woods, Cooper Kupp, is Higbee still out?
I
I
I
believe.
don't know.
I don't know.
I
I don't know.
No, Higbee's
No?
good.
right.
Higbee's not listed on this. Seattle's offense, obviously DK, Lockett. I don't think Michael's ready to go or Hyde back there.
Yeah.
I think he's still hurt. And it obviously doesn't matter. They put up 34 against the Bills last weekend. Seattle leads the NFL in points per game. The Rams are up there. Neither team has a great defense. This is also another coin flip game.
Yeah.
Very close. I like the over, and I think Seattle does bounce back against the Rams, though.
I'm going to take Seattle as well.
Yeah. There's no way Russell Wilson's going to lose again.
I don't think the Seahawks can lose 2 in a row. It's going to be a shootout, but I think Seattle comes through and they don't lose back-to-back games with Russ.
No.
But something else to look at, too, if you're a betting man, not saying I'm a betting man, look at the over-under passing yards for Russ and Goff. Those might be 2 bets you may or may not want to take this weekend. Is there over on passing yards? Because I think this game is going to be done through the air. Both secondaries, pretty shoddy. I know Ramsey's there in LA, but beyond that, Seattle's got no secondary.
Yeah.
No pass rush. And Dunlap just came over from Cincy. He should be playing again this week. Doesn't make a difference. I mean, you lose Clowney. Irvin not there anymore. But they still have the best middle linebacker in football, in my opinion. Bobby Dubs.
Yeah.
He's pretty fucking good.
And the Rams have the best defensive player in football in Aaron Donald.
Yeah. So
It'll be an interesting game. High-scoring game. Watch for a shootout. Now, if this were last year, I think last year's game of the year, or at least the top 3 candidate for game of the year, was that Niners-Saints game.
Yeah.
It's going to be a different story this year. The Niners on the road against New Orleans. New Orleans opening up. If you didn't think it was going to be different, New Orleans is a 9.5-point favorite over the Niners. The Niners looked like garbage against the Packers. Mullins is going to be back at quarterback. Kittle's out. You know the drill with the Niners. The Saints, theoretically, the Saints should do to the Niners what the Packers did to the Niners.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
And, Michael Thomas still trying to get back into his groove after missing a big stretch in the middle part of the season. If they get him going, and then you have Emmanuel Sanders as your number 2 with Jared Cook, a sure-handed tight end.
And that fucking tank in the backfield.
New Orleans should be fine in this game. Over 9.5 points, especially at home. I know the fans are limited in that Superdome, but the Superdome is still one of those places where just balls out. Because you walk there and you're just like, hey, let that shit swing type of feeling. So I think we're all in agreement there. Then the Saints should be able to handle the Niners.
Yep.
The Niners, they didn't look great through the air. Ayuk should still be there. Beyond that, though, you're missing Kittle, who's arguably your best pass catcher. Deebo Samuel, I don't know if he's going to be ready to play. The Saints just overpower them on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
They really do. And especially with Lattimore as your number 1 corner. Solid safeties. Cam Jordan. I think Cam Jordan, he's one of those guys like Akeem Hicks, not really talked about defensively, that their names are always in there for all pro consideration every year.
Yeah.
So Saints should really have no problem with this one. I don't know. The matchups this weekend, there's only those 2 good ones. You got the Bills, the Cardinals, you got the Rams and the Seahawks. Those are the only 2 really good games this weekend, because next we have the Steelers, Bengals.
Steelers should have a problem.
They should.
Joe Burrow's scared of Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings.
We got some guys dealing with COVID though. So Ben's on the. I think we got Ben, Vince Williams, Vance McDonald, and there's one more. Can't think off the top of my head, but they're on the list. Ben, there's been talks. He's so far been negative, no signs, no symptoms, but he did have the contact. So they're hopeful that he's going to be there Sunday.
I didn't even know the Bengals picked up Takk McKinley.
Oh, they did.
Oh, that's who got him? I haven't seen anything on that.
Huh. Crazy.
On the COVID talk, I just got my first COVID test today. It was not as bad as people make it seem.
Oh, it's pretty bad.
I think it was that bad. It was like an uncomfortable tickle. And that's what she said. Wasn't that bad. Wasn't that bad. Big Ben, though, should be ready. All those guys, again, it's the same thing.
Yeah, that
where
Steelers line
like the
and their
Dolphins.
linebackers are gonna just toss that Bengals offensive line around.
Yeah, Joe Burrow might get sacked about 12 times.
Yeah. Like they
He
said
might get sacked.
Kay Adams said on Good Morning Football this morning, I don't know how this man is scared of Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings, but not TJ Watt. Doesn't make any
Kay
sense.
Adams, I want somebody just to have that much energy with whatever they do in life as Kay Adams has doing that show. She is amazing. Mina Kimes is another one. Fucking awesome. Those two are great. The energy they have, the love they have, got to admire it. Kay Adams is usually pretty spot on, especially with their fantasy sleepers.
Yeah.
She really is. But still, we acknowledge it. Division games hard to win. Bengals are a pesky team. They haven't really bent over to anybody this season. Just they can't protect their quarterback.
Yeah. Joe Burrow, 11 touchdowns, 5 picks.
It's the only problem. They can't protect Burrow when you're playing one of, if not the best defense in football. That doesn't spell too great for Cincinnati. But we saw what Dallas did last week. And any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday, anything can happen. Taking the Steelers, obviously, got to ride with the boys with the spread 7. I think we could win by 10 plus.
The good news is, the Bengals in their next 4 games, well, they play the Dolphins. That's not good news for them. But they play the Washington football team, the Giants, and the Cowboys. So maybe Joe Burrow won't get sacked that much in the next 4 games, and it can put up some big numbers and get some more confidence. Maybe the offensive line can get some more confidence against those poopy teams.
We're not counting out the Bengals in this game, but on the road in Pittsburgh, the Steelers should be looking at 9-0 by 7:45 on Sunday night. The Sunday night game now.
Do we really need to talk about it?
I don't really.
Last year it would have been a good game, but it's not last year.
It's not 2019, and the Ravens are going to roll over them.
Baltimore's going to destroy. Picks.
Marlon Humphrey
should be the Ravens.
Marlon Humphrey should be back. Stephon Gilmore, I don't think he's ready to play. He didn't practice today.
No, yeah.
No, that's going to make a huge difference. But the problem with the Ravens, again, they run a Pop Warner offense. There's a reason why teams, and it's not an uncommon thing in the National Football League to do, but more so with the Ravens than any other team, there's a reason why defenses are coming up to the line saying exactly what they're going to do. They know. And if there's one head coach that can figure it out and have a real good shot to win this game, it's Bill Belichick.
Bill Belichick, yeah, for sure. But
yeah, he's an all right coach.
I don't know, man.
I still think the athleticism of the Baltimore offense as a whole, the whole offense is just explosive. You can know what's coming. If you don't have the right players, though,
it doesn't matter. Yeah,
it's hard to stop.
This isn't the same New England defense we saw last year. This isn't the same New England team by any means.
No.
So I still just got Baltimore's going to roll.
Yeah.
Touchdown Colts. Zach Pascal. It's about to be 2017. Interesting game.
Bench. Let's get it.
Again, like you said, Marv, the Patriots had a few guys opt out of the season. They had a couple guys leave, and then the rest elsewhere in free agency. And by leave, I mean retire. So this Patriots defense is not the same. The coaching is smart enough. The personnel, on the other hand, I don't know. That's enough. I think we're all in agreement here. Ravens by a tutty. I think that's a simple one. The Monday night game, I obviously have Sheeble. More obviously you have interest in it. I have some interest because it's an NFC North game, but
yeah, you guys can take that one. That's
so I obviously not even being biased. I like the Vikings. And
wait, what?
For the Monday night
Vikings?
Game?
You mean the 5-4 Bears aren't going to beat the 3-5 Vikings?
Are you saying you like the Vikings to win, or you are a fan of the Minnesota Vikings?
I'm both. I like the Vikings to win, and I'm also a fan. I feel like Kirk Cousins could maybe get it together, but I don't see that happening, and we're going to have to rely on Dalvin Cook again. Everybody's saying that this is going to be the biggest test of Dalvin Cook for the season, and they are right because the Bears have a good front seven.
Here's the thing last week. I've said very sternly, Derrick Henry take the under on his rushing yards. It was 99.5 because Tennessee was going up against Chicago. Dalvin Cook is not going to have his 150 to 200 yard game on Monday.
I
Not
think
a shot in
I think
hell.
he'll still have over 100.
I don't know. I don't think so. I think this game is going to fall on Kirk Cousins, the man that can't win on prime time.
The offensive line that can't pass protect at all. But
But here's the good.
I just have a feeling they can beat the Bears on this Monday night. I think Adam Thielen is going to have a good game. He's been a little shaky this year, not really to his fault at all. They've been going to Jefferson a lot more recently, but I think he's due for a big game.
The good news about this game is the first team to 17 points is going to win. I think
this
first team to
is
17 wins this game.
This is going to be a big test for Jeff Gladney because I would assume
AR-15.
he is going to be covering Allen Robinson.
Yeah.
We got the two anchors at safety, Anthony Harris and Harrison Smith, that can help out, but they can't do everything. And it's going to be on this really young defensive line, too, to get to Nick Foles. DJ Wanham, Fadi Dedebo, Jalen Holmes.
Daily fantasy guys, I think it's going to be a big game for Anthony Miller. I think Anthony Miller, he's due for a nice game, and this is the exact matchup that you would expect him to have a big game. And on a Monday night against a very, very banged up, and either way, even if they weren't banged up, young and not just a very good secondary Minnesota. No offense, Sheebs.
None taken. They're young and
how it is.
They're not that good. We lost Xavier Rhodes, who played like shit the past 2 years, and now goes to Indianapolis, and he's like, "Oh, I'll play good." Like 2017 Xavier Rhodes was literally locking down Julio Jones, Odell Beckham, like you name it. He was shutting them down, and Trey Waynes and Mackenzie Alexander departed. Mackenzie Alexander was very solid in that nickel role, and now it's two rookies and Cameron Dantzler and Jeff Gladney, a second-year guy, and Chris Boyd. Harrison Hand, also a rookie, has been seeing more playing time. And Holton Hill is wildly inconsistent.
Yeah, he is.
And not having Anthony Barr and Danielle Hunter for the whole season is a big blow to that defense.
Hey, speaking of big blows, Pascal's touchdown got ruled back. Colts just went for it on 4th and goal from the 1. Tennessee stuffed them at the goal line. It's going to be Tennessee's ball. They're up 17-13. So, yeah, I mean, if people just ran, Minnesota's defense had some holes.
But Dalvin Cook, 850 yards,
defense,
12 touchdowns in the season.
Bears offense.
I am very confident that Dalvin Cook will have a good game because you know who used to have good games on shitty teams against good defenses? Adrian Peterson. And obviously,
Dalvin Cook's name Adrian Peterson.
I'm not saying that Dalvin Cook is Adrian Peterson, but I think
I don't know. No. It sounds a lot like you're trying to.
I'm taking the Bears.
I
got to pick the Bears. Kirk Cousins fucking sucks.
Yeah, but the Bears' offense is so bad, and
Kirk Cousins isn't he over on Monday night? He can't win on Monday night.
The game because it's just it's a sweet.
He will never win a Monday night game. He's terrible.
This is the one who wins. This is the one.
Kirk Cousins is a good guy.
He's a terrible quarterback.
But
good guys never win. Sheeves, I know who you're taking in this game.
Well, hold on too. Also, now the Mike Zimmer train was going ahead full speed after that loss to the Seahawks. An embarrassing loss to the Seahawks. We should have won that game, and the Seahawks are a much better team.
Nice.
Then we should have beat the Titans too, but Steven Gostkowski decided to have the best game of the whole season. That's besides the point. So if they win this game, I will. The Mike Zimmer train's at a little bit of a slow crawl right now. If they win this game, I think it'll be at a stop for at least another week or two.
Well, guys, I think this is a good point to lead into the locks of the week because my first lock of the week is Minnesota -2.5. I think they win this game 20-14. Bears will get a couple of scores. I like Minnesota 2.5 here. Another one that I like a lot. I'm looking over at my parlay. I like Ravens -7 against New England. I think they should be able to go into Foxborough, win by touchdown. I know I touched upon Belichick being able to hone in on this offense, but the personnel just isn't there. I'll take the Ravens -7. And I am going to absolutely hammer the over in the Seattle-LA game. I will hammer that over. There's only 54.5. They might even get to there by halftime. So those are my 3 locks of the week. Marvin.
Yeah, I got the 8-0 Pittsburgh Steelers 7.5 against Cincinnati, and then I am boldly taking the Houston Texans
I knew you were
plus
gonna take
3,
them.
plus 3
Yeah,
over
it's
Cleveland.
fun.
I think that's my fuck it. That's my fuck it lock of the week. But I really think that Houston is going to go in there and keep this thing close and maybe win that game. So I like them. And my last one is I'm taking Carolina +6, plus 5.5.
Really?
The thing is, to win one of these, you got to take some shots like that. You got to take a Houston. A point system would have been nice, but maybe next NFL season we'll have a point system based on the hardness of games picked.
Yeah.
Sheebs, it was a rough week for all of us last week. So, Sheebs, what's what you got this week?
I am taking the Dolphins -1.5 against the Chargers. I am taking the Ravens -7 against the Patriots. And as you know, I like to get a little bold with my third pick. It's been a common theme, and I'm saying Dalvin Cook will have 100+ yards against the Chicago Bears on Monday night. Betting on Dalvin for the second week in a row, and he's not going to let me down.
And down at the good old Rivers Casino, not sponsored. Maybe one day. That'd be pretty fucking cool. Down at the good old Rivers, they usually have the player stats out by Friday night, Saturday mornings to bet on. If his over-under is, say, 110.5, would you still take that?
Yes.
Okay. Well, when I go down there this week and I put my parlay in, I'll let you know what they have for Cook's over-under.
All right.
And if it's under 100, you still took 100. But if it's over 100, you saying that you're going to think about it.
I'll think about it, but I just think he can have 100+ yards.
Okay.
He'll have over 100 yards.
Like I said, rough week for us last week. I know I was 0-2-1.
I was 0-3 last week.
He was 0-3.
Because the fucking Jets, Joe Flacco decided to just turn back the clock like his Ravens days and just throw dimes, even though they didn't win. They only lost by 3, and I needed them to lose by 10.
For anyone new to gambling, the reason I went 0-2-1 is because I said the over-under for the New York-Washington game was 43. The game hit 43 in the mark. That's a push. Do the math, neither a win nor a loss. So I went 0-2-1 last week. Marv, what did you go? Were you 2-1?
I was 1-2, actually.
You're 1-2. So I know on the season I'm 2-3-1. Sheebs, what are you, 1-5?
Yeah.
Oof. Marv, you're 2-4 then, right?
I'm 2-4, yeah.
2-4. So I got a half game lead over Marv here. Sheebs is in the basement looking up. We'll come up with something. We got 7 weeks.
What if I go 3-0 this week?
You could, hey man, you go 3-0, you're right back in this shit. You got
I definitely can go 2-1 at least.
Yeah.
Well, me and you, Sheeps, have 2 of the same picks. So you're gonna be.
So
right
it's gonna
there.
be a great week for me when you fuckers lose.
You took the Dolphins?
Oh no, because you took Cook over 100. I took the Vikings with the spread.
Yeah.
So we have 1. We both have Baltimore.
Yeah, I took the Dolphins, the Ravens, and Dalvin Cook.
You know what will be worth more points? I got an idea for the playoffs. I'll talk to you guys on the side about. If we want to carry this into the postseason, we have our regular season points, and then we add on to it with the postseason. It's something to think about.
Yeah.
So I'll do it. I'll do it for our Masters Day 1 recap, MLB awards shout out, and little NBA, and a whole shit ton of Week 10 preview. Boys, great being with you again tonight.
Yes, sir.
Always a pleasure. Remember, be a friend.
Always a pleasure.
Tell a friend. Subscribe. Like.
Yeah, fucking
That
like
subscribe button. Enjoy your fuck off Fridays, everybody. And we'll see you back on Monday night on Riding the Pine.